Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week is the Idle Heroes 9th anniversary, an amazing opportunity to get free-to-play rewards or even spend some money and get some extra bonuses. So if you guys are after some amazing rewards, this week is certainly going to deliver. We've got a brand new hero called Vespera who's been added, and we have loads of opportunities to just get so much good stuff. So folks, let's go ahead and jump in with this week's review, but before we do, let me remind you, if you want one-to-one advice on your Idle Heroes account, join us on a Tuesday for account reviews. You can find all the information on how to take part in our Discord. There's a link for that down below in the description, and join us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP. If you want to get immediate permission to sign up for our account reviews on Tuesdays, also consider backing me on Patreon using that link up there in the corner of the screen. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. So, you're going to go ahead and take a look at your mail and see you've probably got a bunch of shiny memory rewards. This is probably just something from the event for having previous heroes already unlocked from past anniversaries. You'll also see DH Games are giving us some free rewards because it is the 9th anniversary celebration, and also you get a daily reward every day for logging in, which is going to be 3 heroic summon scrolls and 150 gems. So pretty standard stuff for an event like this. But yes, these scrolls and these gems are going to be absolutely crucial to getting good rewards, and there's a lot of stuff for you to get when it comes to good rewards. So let's take a look at the main parts of the event. Here in Cool Events, folks, we've got the Palace of Eternity. This is letting you swap any of the previous heroes we've recently had, any of these 5 you see here, into a copy of the new hero, who is called Vespera, I think that's her name. Let's just go double check that one before I make a chronically disgusting mistake. Yeah, Vespera. She's gonna get called Vespa. I already know it. Like, motorbike, make the jokes. It's fine. It's funny. But yep, she's the new hero, and she looks pretty good, actually. She's kind of cool. I rate her. She looks really strong and can put tons of debuffs on the enemy whilst buffing you. Very, very good hero. Her Transcendence form looks excellent. I'll be making a more detailed video about her soon. So yeah, subscribe if you want to catch that. But if you want to get copies of her now, Palace of Eternity is one of the easy ways to do so. Just put in a copy of a hero you have, and it's going to cost you 10 Eternity Crystals to make that switch. You get Eternity Crystals from the Palace of Crystal. Every 400 summons you do gets you 5 of these, and if you go ahead and buy the top value pack, either for $100 or 2,500 contract story gems, you can get yourself an additional 15 for each of those packs that you buy. Very standard stuff for an event like this. So, if you're looking for value packs, you'll see that these are giving amazing things, such as gems, scrolls, even these treasure coupons, which are being used for the special search, and actually the coupon rewards are actually pretty good for once. The Festival 2025 treasures have just got a hell of a lot better. We're going to be looking at those treasures very soon, but they buff Transcendence heroes with some really interesting stats. So excited by these treasures that have come out for anniversary. And we've got ourselves these Storyteller Goldfish as well, which are crucial for making progress in the event. So there'll definitely be routes for budget players to use their contract story gems to get big rewards this week. And the Hero Lottery is here. Every time you get a copy of Vespera, you're going to get 4-star armor. Very normal stuff. Summon prizes are giving us our usual Prophet Orbs and Heroic Summons. We've got Alakita. Alakita, wow, that's really good as a 200-point drop. Nice. And you get your usual soul symbols. You get Cause of Transcendence. And we've got ourselves 4 goldfish, 6 goldfish here, and 8 down there for a total of 18 for every 500 summons used. You're also getting yourself treasure coupons, which is pretty nice having them thrown in as well. So yeah, nice ways of getting goldfish here using scrolls, and we'll break down all the different ways you can use scrolls this event to get good rewards a little later on. But finally here we have our heroic exchange event, where you can get all of the previous heroes from the last year. We've got Sylvie all the way to Melissa, and they're for varying prices from 4,000 to 5,000 here for Wukong. Grab yourself these heroes if you need them. This is pretty good. Now, because we have ourselves a big event this week for anniversary, we have an additional bonus area called the Fairyland Folktale, which is where we can get tons and tons of rewards. We're going to start with this area here, which is featuring this pretty cool looking hero. Is this what she looks like? Is this what the transcended version of the hero looks like? I forgot to actually look at her. Ah, yes it is. Okay, this snake lady living in this pot. That is what she looks like. It's pretty freaking cool art design, to be honest. Very nice. And yeah, let's go take a look at what we can get here for our rewards. So we're going to start off by making progress in these scenes. There are 3 different plot points, which each cost 20 goldfish, and that's 60 goldfish in total to advance a scene. Each scene is going to get you 10 Jade Slit Ring Snakes, which are our key resource for rewards this week, along with some additional things such as skin shards, which can be used to buy festival skins, which is nice. And you've got Heroic Summon Scrolls. You've even got these treasure shards as well for the new treasures. And that's the Lutz doll. That's going to be this one here, which is the Roulette Bunny Girl. And of course, the Void Campaign Dragon. Really nice, iconic characters from the game, which is great to see. You're also getting these replacement coupons, which can be used for swapping heroes or skins. And you can even swap Cores of Origin, which is very exciting. Although you see why that's not so exciting a little later on, because DH Games have kind of done us dirty with this one. We've been asking for Core of Origin swaps for a while, but yeah, we'll look at that in a sec. We also have ourselves Pages of Destiny, which can be used in the new Grimoire area. If you haven't already seen, we've got the Primal Grimoire, which once you unlock, you can also get access to the Tome of Destiny, where you can use these pages to get sigils, which will get you buffs on heroes. Not quite sure how we're going to get these pages other than events like this, but this seems like one opportunity to do so. So maybe you can get something nice from there to improve your team. On top of that, you're also going to see you're getting these things called Aurora Stones, which can be used in the event a little later on. The key part here, though, is we are after these Jade Snakes. These Jade Snakes are going to be crucial for this bottom part of the reward, which is where you're going to get your main stuff like Void Materials, Mysterious Artifacts, Origin Materials. Later on, you can even get Deific Origin Artifacts. So we'll be breaking down all the approaches that you can get rewards. But just remember, 60 goldfish equals 10 snakes. That's the main conversion you're looking for as to whether you're going to get good rewards this week or not. On top of that, we also have the Paintings in the Mist, which is quite fun, and you're also going to get yourself Aurora Stones and Goldfish for doing this. So this is essential for any player looking for the Goldfish to make progress. So what you have to do here is buy these with gems. That's going to cost you 24,000 gems to do so, and you can go through all these rather nice little paintings. It might take you a fair bit of time, but if you do so, you are going to get some really, really nice rewards dropping from this, and you're also going to get additional Goldfish as well. 2 goldfish for every painting you do. So there's 30 different paintings in total, and you also get those bonus 30 for doing this. So you're actually getting yourself a whopping 90 goldfish for spending 24,000 gems, which is really, really good. Just picking up some goldfish to help you in the main event where you can get some good stuff. So gems equaling progress is always a good time. Next, we've got ourselves the Jade Serpent Feeding. This is just brilliant. It's giving you 900 scrolls for free every day for logging in. So yeah, you'll want to go ahead and claim these. So make sure you're feeding and getting those free Heroic Summon Scrolls. The 900 scrolls is insane. So that's absolutely fantastic. And they will be crucial for helping you make progress. Something you also want to get from logging in daily is these free daily blobs up here. And these Aurora Stones can be used to go ahead and gamble and get yourself some nice prizes. On a base level, these prizes are pretty good. You've actually got a lot of great resources in here. There's some of the Grimoire Essence. There's Star Soul stuff, potentially. Scattered Spirit Vein Shards in there as well. You've got Contract Story Gems, Sublimation. It's a good collection of stuff. Even Radiant Soul Crystals are here. And Pages of Destiny. There's some other various rewards like Cores of Origin. We've got some Aurora Gem Shards. So it's a good mix of things. Even Celestial Island resources. And just 5-star heroes, funnily enough, at the bottom. So it's a good cocktail of the main stuff we're looking to advance our heroes. However, you will want to probably go ahead and spend gems on this if you can. That's going to cost you 25,000 gems, and you'll get as many of those as possible, but also if you get some of the high rolls, there's going to be combinations that will get you really good stuff for the bright and the chaotic combinations that you get. So they're going to give you bonus rewards, which you'll see will be modified by a multiplier you can see here. It's going to start off at ×3, and eventually becomes ×4 or ×5, all the way up to ×10, depending on the number of bright and or chaotic combinations you're capable of picking up. You can also get more of these for spending money. Your VIP XP is going to be proportional and get you Aurora Stones as well. Yes, that does say 1,000 times 200, which is $4,000. Yes, that's something some absolutely crazy people are probably going to attempt to do. It's not smart. Please don't do this. But hey, look, guys, you could get an A- and an A. Ooh, yippee. Guys, no, that is not worth 4,000. I don't want any of you to think that. But hey, you might get some people that want to spend big, try and push this as far as they can, just to get crazy multipliers and get loads and loads of bonus rewards, because this looks like one of the few ways you're going to reliably be picking up some of the key resources for the new Grimoire stuff. So, expect the whales to whale. That's all I'll say. Should the average player do this? No, please don't spend $4,000 on the game. Next up, we've got ourselves the treasure collection. This is where we can use the charm treasure coupons from this week to get ourselves these fancy festival chests. Normally, I advise against this, as these rewards from the festival treasures aren't that good, but let's go take a look at these treasure items because you might change your mind. First of all, we'll start with the pink, which is the Void Guardian Dragon, which gives dodge offset. Ooh, that's pretty nice. You can go up to 15% dodge offset here. That's quite adorable. It's going to be a little bit useful in PvP, against anything that dodges. And it can be useful against other opponents like Aspen Dungeon, Sword Flashes, things like that. But do forget that the Ranger Starspawn also gives dodge offset. This is probably not the best thing, but it's a unique thing that we've not really had from anything in the treasure train. So it's quite cool that it stacks with the Starspawn. It's pretty nice. On top of that, you've got yourself Control Immunity Offset. I like this. This is good. On the Transcendence Heroes, this is going to make your Wukong and your Betty more reliable, and any other control effects that you have. Is it necessary? Not really. You can just try and attack again and just try and get lucky with CC, but it will improve your consistency with crowd control, which is nice. But the big exciting part is the Bunny Girl. She's giving damage reduction by attack just passively to Transcendence Heroes, so that's nice. That's going to scale insanely with the Grimoire attack stats you can gain as well. So what we're kind of walking around with is really good defense just being given to Transcendence Heroes. This is absolutely phenomenal. So I'd definitely want to pick her up for the defense, and if you can as well, Control Immunity Offset is never a bad thing to grab. And a 335,000 attack is actually no slouch either, so these are both pretty good. I like these a lot. Alright, next up, because we have a Transcendence hero this week, that's right, she's been released to the game and transcended straight away, we're going to have ourselves the Time and Space Fight. Here you need to go ahead and do a fight with Vespera and some of the newer Transcendence heroes we've had, like Williams and Norton Hague, Wukong and Finn, Sylvie as well. Sylvie's actually the best one. If you get Vespera versus Sylvie or with Sylvie, you can get yourself 5 Cores of Transcendence, which is nice. This could be easily done. We're going to have people who can add you as a friend, whether it's on iOS or Android, who you can go ahead and fight on the friends list, and that's going to get you just access to these elite hero shards and these 5 Cores of Transcendence. If you want information on how to add someone who's going to make that available for you, all you need to do is join our Discord. There's a link in the description down below, and that should give you access to people who can give you help with this. We'll have a whole thing set up on the Discord server, and if you're Android, our moderator Talking Scribe will make that possible. Also, yeah, you can just attack people in Trial of the Champions. That works too. Or just build your own Vespera. She's actually a really, really good support hero, so for more established players, you might want to consider that. As well, with the release of a new Transcendence hero, we of course have Awakens, where we have basically a mini gala here for exclusively Awakening Vespera copies. And if you can get to 60 points here, you can get yourself a Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest. This doesn't contain the new artifact, or scissors, which is sad, but it does contain everything else, including Demon Bell and Atlas Cane, which is fantastic. These are both excellent artifacts to grab and will improve your team massively, especially Demon Bells, as we want to get as many of these as we can from this chest, because you need like 4 Splendid Demon Bells, 3 Splendid Demon Bells, and this is quite hard for players to pick up. So if you've got some of those free Awakens, for example, I have some of these lovely hearts. You'll even be picking up some of these this week, actually, from just doing the event, right? They're giving these out as rewards. So you only need about 10 or 11 Awakens, and you should be able to get yourself a Demon Bell, no problem, from that artifact chest. So yeah, use these. Don't even use your contract story gems. And then what you can do, if you don't have a plan of building Vespera, you can destroy those copies for even more contract story gems, which potentially could be useful for buying value packs. Nice plan. Moving on, we've got the Anniversary Replacement. This is where you can go ahead and swap many of the key things that are typically exclusive in the game. You've got Mysterious Artifact, Glorious Flags. This is the usual stuff. What's quite cool here, by the way, is you can just swap boring artifacts. Like, say a Magic Source, for example. You could swap that into a Demon Bell if you were so inclined. Although that's going to cost 1,000 replacement tickets. You can buy these with gems, but you know what, folks? 50,000 gems for a Demon Bell? Yeah, no, that's stupidly expensive. If you're like me and have artifacts like this Augustus Magic Ball that you don't want to keep on your account, you can swap these as well. and that's not going to cost anywhere near as much. That's only 320, which is actually pretty reasonable. A lot of people get artifacts from Bond quests like Kiss of Ghost and stuff like that, and that's 320, which is 16,000 gems, and that's reasonable for a Demon Bell. I don't hate that. If you want to go to Glorious Flags as well, you can swap those. Don't. And then you've got yourself skins. This is actually quite cool. One little trick for skins, if you've got yourself like a fanky, swanky legendary skin that you want to swap, you can go ahead and swap those. Also, festival skins are super swappable here. So let's say, for example, you have a Patricia skin that you don't want to use anymore. You can go ahead and swap it for any festival skin in the game. This can also be used in conjunction with the memory echoing here, where you can spend these skin thingies to pick up a festival skin. So you could buy one of these for 60 or 50 even to get it nice and cheap, and then you can swap it into a more expensive festival skin. Nice, clever idea. Rather than buying these ones for 100, swap into them. Yes, we like those tricks. So if you're ending up with replacements and you don't know what to do with them, getting some cool skins is an option. Another cool thing you can do with just boring basic skins, let me just go ahead and grab one. These are all festival skins. So take this Ice Blink skin, for example, that I've just gone ahead and grabbed. You can swap a boring Ice Blink skin into ace skins, which are very expensive and hard to get in the guild shop. So if you scroll right here to the end, you can actually get some really, really powerful skins, like this Scarlet Queen Halora skin that gives speed, and that's only going to cost you 80 of these replacement tickets, which I think is pretty reasonable. Turning basic, boring skins that come from skin chests into ace skins is a pretty nice trick. So if you haven't got any of those ace skins and you want to get them, this is one way to pick them onto your account. Nice little trick. Also, you can swap heroes. Shadow heroes can be turned into any other hero apart from light and darks. So basically, if they're not light and dark, you can turn them into any hero in the game. But if they are light and dark, so let's go and quickly put in a light hero, for example, like this Gurk, you can turn that into any other light or dark hero in the game, except for the new hero. You can't go for Vespera, but you can go for anybody else. You can even get Wukong from here, and that's going to cost you 50 per replace. One really, really funky trick you can do is transferring a 9-star. So take one of my 9-star Aspens, for example. I could swap this into a light hero, like Vulcan, and all of the dark will transfer into light. It's quite a cool trick if your account is heavily weighted towards one particular faction, and you needed more heroes from that particular faction. Let's say you're using Vulcan, Natalia, and Wukong, or you're using Aspen, Elena, and maybe some other dark heroes as well. You can actually pivot in towards one other faction more than the other when it comes to light and darks, which is a nice trick to enhance your light and dark food. So that's something you're thinking about. That can actually be done, and it only costs you 150 because you're moving the full 9-star across. 150 isn't that expensive. I think it's only 7,500 gems, so that's probably the cleanest way to do that if you want to get a clean switch with food. And it also turns those 3 Aspen copies into 3 Vulcan copies, which is also pretty clean. So whether you're leaning towards dark or light, that's a little trick, but don't completely starve yourself. You've probably seen account reviews in the past where people have turned all their light heroes into dark heroes. Yeah, because that's bad, because then you can't build Natalie, so do bear in mind you will actually want to build heroes from both factions. Don't completely shoot yourself in the butt. On top of that, you've got Origin artifact swapping, where I could turn these grimoires into something else, for example. Let's say I wanted a pistol. I've seen loads of people picking up bad artifacts from events, so if you've got a shield and you don't want it anymore, it's a 16,000 gem replacement to swap. We've also got deific mysterious artifacts. You can be really crazy and swap a Splendid. That's going to cost 2,560, so obviously divide that by 4, and that's how much a normal deific swap is going to cost. So if you need to swap that, that is absolutely doable. Yeah, that's 640 you need for a single switch. That's where things start to get really expensive, though. That's 32,000 gems. And yeah, guys, look, Core of Origin, guys! We can swap these! Yay! And then you realize, no, a noble swap, which, bearing in mind, that's what most people have, is going to cost you 5,120 of these tickets. The limit you can physically buy is 1,360, which I don't even have enough gems for at the moment. That's 68,000 gems. You know what's even crazy about that? For you to reach 5,120 of these replacement tickets, you have to buy the entire relay and max the entire event. You have to go and do every single goldfish stage here and get every single 100 replacement tickets right until you've done Act 6, Scene 4. That's right, boys! Spend all of your money on this event, and you know what you can do? You can swap one of your noble cores into another noble core. That is ridiculous, and absolutely not worth doing. In fact, just pick up 8 more origin chests and build a different noble core. This is the stupidest thing ever. It even costs you 1,000... It's the price, I think, is 1,280, which is 64,000 gems to just swap a single core. No! No, thank you! Too expensive. Nuh-uh. That's just bad. So, honestly, I'd just rather do artifact swaps. Like, you know, everyone's got an artifact that needs switching, so just get yourself a Demon Bell. The Core of Origin swap we've been asking for years, and this is just a slap in the face. Oh well. We asked, they delivered, and of course they disappointed. Anyway, moving on, we've got the gallery activation. This requires all the duos from previous anniversaries. So the original anniversary drop, which was Michelle and Dasmogue, is giving you 6-star orange armor. We've got the same for Mim, Belrain here. I remember when these guys came out. I lost my mind at Mim's release. That was good fun. Yeah, that's orange artifacts for that one. We've got Penny, Amon-Ra. That's Asmongold. God, this makes me feel old, chat. I'm looking at all this. I'm like, damn, this is... I saw the release of all of these heroes. And you're getting some nice stuff here, though, right? Hero copies and some decent free stuff. And it's just for having the hero at some point on your account, which is nice. And of course, we've already looked at the memory echoing as an opportunity for you to get some skins. So yeah, also if you needed more of these, it's 100 gems per coin. So that can get quite expensive. Obviously, it could cost you as much as 10,000 gems for one of these skins. But they're kind of cool. So if you want them, that's always nice. Now, on top of that, we've also got some cards which are going to give you drop rewards for the next 15 days. You can buy this top one with gems, and that's going to get you a lot of Celestial Island resources proportional to your level. I like this. 5,000 gems for a bunch of Celestial Island stuff is not bad. Bear in mind, you don't get Master's Toolboxes here, but everything else here is always juicy. We're also going to get ourselves a sublimation bonus if you spend 888 contract story gems. There's Spiritual Essence. Ooh, Spiritual Essence. Wait, times level? Well, let me just quickly run some maths on this. 19 times 333, 6,327. Times that by 15. That's 94,000 spiritual essence. I mean, for 888 contract storage gems, it's not that bad. Right, how many stellars am I getting? Let's just do the same thing again. 999 times 333 times 15. Oh, 500,000 stellars. That's cute. Okay. That's across the 15 days, and it's less for sublimation. You know what? That might just be worth it, to be fair, for higher level accounts. I think lower level accounts, it's mid, but if you're like an account that's like level 300 plus, this might be okay. Yeah, so you could get this. I don't hate this, that the value's there. And then, but if you're a newer player, absolutely don't do this. I don't think that's important for you. And then finally, we've got this last one. Actually, a really good way of spending $15. You're going to get the equivalent of about 15,000 contract story gems. You're getting some of these pages of destiny as well, and you're getting radiant soul crystals, which will give you 30 free awakens, which is sick. And on top of that, the deluxe gift box is giving us access to either treasure coupons, monster treasure coupons, or the 9th anniversary coupons. And you're, of course, going to get yourself 15 of these as well. Wait, hang on. It's giving the 9th anniversary coupon. That's for 15 days. Anniversary will have ended halfway through this. Huh? That's stupid. That's really stupid. Nice try, DH Games. I guess we can convert it, but like... that's funny. That's so funny. At least it's a way of getting it, but it just turns into a normal treasure coupon at the end. I guess if you wanted it, you can get it. Normally, we recommend that you buy these at the very end when your level is the highest, just to min-max your rewards. But this one, I would actually buy this on day one, just so that if you wanted to, you can use these anniversary coupons and get yourself as many as you can across the week. So this is definitely going to be a day one purchase. The other two will definitely be a last day purchase. And then we're here, nearly at the end. We've, of course, got the relay. This is basically an opportunity to get some decent rewards like heroic summons and prism starry gems. You're actually getting some coupons in here, and, of course, goldfish, aurora stones, and even pages of destiny, which is quite exciting. So those pages of destiny, of course, going to help in the grimoire. That's probably going to tempt spenders to lean into this more so than normal, which is quite nice for those people, I guess. You're also getting replacement coupons from this. Usual approaches will basically push you all the way up to energy, because we, of course, have a plentiful privilege where we're going to get loads of nice rewards thrown in as well. So the relay will have different plentiful privilege stages, and depending on how many heroic summon scrolls you use, you'll get different rewards. Bonus rewards here at the end, which is the $130 one, is going to get you a bunch of Destiny stuff, a bunch of the new coupons for this week, and you're getting copies of the new hero. And yeah, this is actually pretty solid. On top of that, you're getting chests that contain Tree of Origin resources, of course, Spiritual Essence, Sublimation, and Cores of Origin for those that need it, and of course, cores here with Transcendence materials. Typically, Stellar Shards are the pick here, but Crystals of Transcendence are sometimes needed for those that have way too many Stellar Shards, which is arguably not a lot of people. Either way, this is actually a probably decent push. I actually probably tempted by the pages of destiny, and if you really need the replacements, that might be good. But yep, of course, we need to break down all the best ways to pick up goldfish this week so that you guys know how to maximize your rewards from here, the mysterious sales. So let's get started. Before we do, let me tell you about this week's code. That's right, guys, I got a fancy code from DH Games. It is MKx9 Annie 25. Go ahead and blast that one in. That's going to get you some rewards. I've already used it, but it is going to get you some Cores of Transcendence and some extra gems. And those gems are, of course, going to be useful this week. So cash in that code and get some free stuff. You're probably wondering what's the best way to approach this event to maximize your resources. I'm going to start this probably top down. Let's go with the ultimate free-to-play approach where you're going to maximize your payout. So we're going to start here with Void materials. We're going to pick those. And then for Origin materials, typically Sublimation, you want an even distribution of these. But if you do need it, Core of Origins are good for when you're pushing to Destiny. Really depends on what you're after this week. I'm probably going to lean towards the Core of Origins shards just because I would probably want to build the new hero. Yeah, she seems pretty good. But yeah, anyway, enough of me trying to think of ways of getting her core. You probably want to go for Sublimation yourself. Then get to floor 4. I would normally lean towards Origin artifacts for those of you that want deific artifacts, or transition materials if you're a player that's looking for Destiny. But let's just follow the reductions for now here into floor 5 and floor 4. Floor 6, Origin materials, let's just grab that. And floor 7, same again. Floor 8, same again. Floor 9, same again. We're getting Destiny materials from floor 10 and 11 as well, which is quite cute. And then we finally reach floor 12, which is where you can pick up whatever you want. Typically, Star Soul materials is quite a nice one to go for. And that costs you 65 of the snakes. So if you're going to do the absolutely cheapest way, you could free-to-play the whole crap out of it. You could get yourself 70 of the snakes. You'll unlock a shop as well, which will give you contract starry gems. If you're a newer free-to-play player, Star Souls are not the pick. It's probably just going to be Origin materials or transition materials. But if you are a later game player looking for Star Souls because you have Nirvana heroes, you can also pick up Star Souls here as well. So you technically can get 3 Star Souls for 70 snakes, and you'll unlock a shop here as well, because that's where you get your third. And for people that don't need Star Souls, Origin materials and transition materials are available as well. So, to get to 70 snakes completely free to play, you're going to want to start with the Paintings in the Mist. That's going to get you 30 goldfish from here, plus an additional 60 for using your gems to go ahead and do this. So that's 90 goldfish in total. Add to that your goldfish that you're going to get for doing summons. You'll want to do 1,500 summons in total. On top of that, if you go to the cool events and scroll down to value packs, buy all of the packages that give goldfish using contract starry gems, and that is going to take you to just over 420 goldfish, which is enough for 70 of the Jade Snakes. That is 7,500 contract starry gems here, 1,500 heroic summon scrolls in the summon prizes, which is going to get you a bunch more goldfish. And of course, the 100 you're going to get for free by spending gems in the Paintings in the Mist. And of course, the 10 you're going to get for free from the Anniversary Relay. In total, the Contract Story gems, and the heroic summon scrolls will get you the 70 needed to do a full blast through here if you wanted to. That is a good option for people that want to just get a good mixture of rewards, and I do not hate that. Now, the next best option for you to approach this event is going to be using not quite as many contract story gems. So let's say you don't have 7,500 to spend on this event. We get our 90 goldfish from here to start us off, which is absolutely the way to go this event. So just go ahead and make sure you're spending your 24,000 gems. And of course, you're going to get your free ones from here. So we're always starting this with 100 goldfish. Now, from that point, we're going to be wanting to reach a total of 300 because we'll want to get 50 of the jade snakes. For that, we need to go ahead and do all of our summons here for the summon prizes, which is going to be all 2,000 heroic summons, which is actually good because it's going to get you a lot of copies of Vespera. That's going to get you 72 goldfish on top of the 100, so 172 there in total. Then you'll want to go to the value packages and buy 190 pack and 145 pack. That's going to take you to just over 300 goldfish, which is perfect to maximizing your rewards without spending too many contract story gems. The nice trick about this one is if we go ahead and approach all the way down to floor 6, we should still get some really good rewards with only 50 of the snakes. So by only spending half as many contract story gems, we're getting 50 snakes. And the way to cash these in is typically going to be going all the way to floor 6. Also, we don't have to follow the full discount, which is going to make this much nicer. So let's go ahead and start off with Stellar Shards as usual. Stellar Shards in floor 2, and at floor 3 we'll just grab some origin materials. Floor 4 and 5 are going to be your opportunity to grab probably deific artifacts. If you're a newer player, you can go for Destiny if this is what you're hunting because you have 6 or more Transcendence heroes. It will be dependent on what is best for your account. If you don't already have a lot of good deific artifacts, you'll definitely want to get these 2 pistols, as you can go ahead and get yourself a deific Ballotic Strings or Antler's Cane by using these. Then finally, go down to floor 6, and you can get yourself something more in the discount here, or you could push up to Destiny materials if you wanted, getting you 45. If you were going for the origin materials, though, we're left with only spending 40, and here's where I'd do a little trick, where I'd go back up to round 1, and I'd either get myself a mysterious artifact if I needed one, or origin materials if I needed those, spending 45. The reason we only spend 45 and leave 5 left over from the 50 is because then, for getting to floor 6, we can then exchange them in the exchange store, which will pop up at the top, and that will get you 1,000 contract story gems back, which is really nice. So it actually only costs you 2,750 contract story gems in total, meaning you can use those contract story gems in a future event, which is nice. For that, you're going to need 2,000 scrolls, 3,750 contract story gems, and yep, you're getting some nice rewards for doing this. Now, maybe you've got no contract story gems. That's okay. There's a route for you guys as well. What you can do is, of course, start here in the Paintings in the Mist, spend 24,000 gems and get yourself the 90 goldfish. Again, get your 10 for free from here, taking you to 100. And here we want to get to 120. So what we'll do is we'll just do 600 heroic summons. With that, you'll get to 120. Go in here, cash that in, and that's going to get you 20 of the jade snakes. 20 is quite a nice little number, especially for newer players who don't really have much of anything, because what you can do is get mysterious artifacts. So let's say we want to get ourselves 2 melodic strings. This is pretty clean, easy grab for you. This is the best artifact to start with on a newer account, so a decent grab here. And yeah, you could also consider some other artifacts. Maybe you're a little bit of a later on player. You might want to get yourself Elusive Mirror, wherever that is. That's in here somewhere. There it is. So you could get a couple of these. Maybe artifacts aren't what you're after, and you could instead focus on void materials. Let's say you're a weird returning player who's desperate for stellar shards. You could go ahead and grab stellar shards twice, origin materials from here, and then get some more stellar shards again. It's a bit of a weird way of approaching the event. I don't think that's necessarily the best. What I would actually do is not go to floor 4 and instead upgrade floor 1 to some origin materials and get yourself some sublimation, which is of course one of the best resources for upgrading your heroes. So yeah, definitely a nice way to get 2 lots of sublimation just for spending 600 scrolls. And I don't want to hear any of you guys out here complaining that you can't use scrolls this week because you haven't got any. You're literally getting 900 for free logging in for every single day. Go ahead and get those 900 free scrolls, spend 24,000 gems, and you can just get some nice clean rewards. You don't need contract story gems to walk away with decent prizes this week. And that's also further exaggerating the ridiculousness of how offensive the core swap is, right? Bearing in mind you need to max this event to swap one of these cores of origin. Or, you know what, guys? You could just spend no money and just get 2 Core of Origin chests and start your steady journey to building a new core from scratch. If you do this 4 times, boom, that's a core, right? Because you do need 8 of these chests in total, but it just puts into perspective how ridiculous the core swapping is. Either way, you can go ahead and get yourself some nice rewards from here without spending any money, which is good. Now, let's talk about the final thing, of course, spenders. We covered that you're getting stuff from plentiful gifts here if you're going to push the relay. And the relay starts to give some very, very juicy rewards. You can just dip your toes in and spend a little bit of money in the relay, probably no more than $30. And you can actually start being quite flexible with what you pick up here from the Jade Snakes. Rather than having to follow the discount areas, you could consider going for Origin artifacts instead of Void materials here. And actually, this is where you can start considering Grimoire materials as well. Of course, the new Grimoire feature is allowing us to upgrade our passive stats on our heroes' attack and HP, and there will be the Enable Infusion enhancement, which lets you actually improve specific heroes in the infusion level, so that might be pretty useful. So I can't tell you whether this stuff is going to be very good for picking up, and that's because I can't read DH Games' mind. I don't know how easy they're going to make it so that we can pick up all these things in the future. What I do know is this is our first chance of grabbing these, so if you don't need the things they're competing with, so mysterious artifacts here or origin materials, it could be tempting to grab these. I'm probably going to push for this on my Turbo Series account just because I think it would be nice to see what this can do. And also it competes here in floor 10 as well against transition materials. So if maybe you're not looking for Destiny, you could also get some Grimoire materials here as well. Once you get to the regular round, which is after you've completed everything and spent however many snakes you need to get to the very bottom, you're also getting some Grimoire materials here in floor 1, and again in floor 3, but also Star Souls are in here, so they're competing against each other, which is a little bit irritating. I probably would just lean towards Star Souls. But yeah, it's quite cool that they're starting to integrate the new materials into these events. Hopefully we get more ways of grabbing them. Also, remember how we're getting the currency in the Tome of Destiny just from engaging with this event? There's another way you can pick this up as well. If you go and press the gem button, scroll all the way to the Precious Page package, that's a lot of words to say, isn't it? You can pick up all of these by spending money as well. I don't like how it's 25 pages of Destiny for $100. That's ridiculous. But remember earlier we saw that part of the event where you can spend 4,000 if you wanted to? I think we figured out how the whales are going to do it. They're going to just buy all of this. They can also, if they want to, buy Monster Train tickets as well. Again, disgusting. What we can do is we can buy them with gems if we want to, which is quite nice. And wait, it didn't even say, are you sure? Yo, it just did that straight away. Watch out, that button will eat your gems if you aren't careful. I was just clicking on it to hopefully see, are you sure you want to purchase this? Well, that was a bit terrifying. Normally other things just ask me in the first place, but nah, that just took the money. They didn't even ask. Well, that's funny. The Storage Gem Mall is also giving us access to these Monster Train tickets too. So that's an opportunity to spend more. Can we get the Grimoire stuff from here too? Oh, you can. Yeah, so you could actually spend contract story gems as well. Oh no, that actually frightens the crap out of me. That is going to give whales so many opportunities to just push the Grimoire. At least they're going to push it so we don't have to. And stick around. We'll probably get some more information of this thanks to those people spending. So, yeah, a lot of ways to pick up ways of improving the Grimoire. This is the new feature that got added this week. It does give a lot of passive bonuses to your heroes. The more powerful your heroes are, the better those bonuses are. So it's like all proportional, basically. And then there's also going to be these sigils. This is what we're, of course, using the tomes for. And it's going to allow us to get enhancements on our heroes. There's quite a broad selection of these. And, yeah, hopefully they give pretty good stat bonuses. And I'm sure we're all going to find out how good these are. For example, it just goes like this. Ka-chow, and I just got this. I don't even know what it does. I got this. Which is for Tower of Dream and Tower of Oblivion. And gives fixed attack and HP. These are just, like, specific bonuses for those games. Oh, there's going to be ones for Void Campaign, aren't there? Oh, but there's so many different game modes. Oh, man. Could you imagine you, like, pull something really good and it's for, like, freaking Force War? Oh, that's awful. Wait, and there's a bag space? Boo! They added bag space to this? Wait, and you spend to improve it? No. No. Oh, go away. That's ridiculous. Well, that's the Grimoire, folks. That's also an update for this week. And yeah, lots of cool stuff for you guys to enjoy. The final thing we need to go ahead and check out is going to be the artifacts. We've got ourselves a brand new artifact that's been released to the game. You can find it if I just go and click down here. It's called the Peacock Feather Cape. It's going to give attack speed and control immunity in its normal form, and it gives you layers that give you a dodge chance. If you have layers, you gain 66% dodge, which is cute, but after you dodge enough times to remove all the layers, you don't get any more back. But if you get the Deific version, when you go below half health, guess what, guys? You actually gain your dodge back, which is quite nice, and then you can spend through it again. I don't think this is very good. There are so many other forms of damage other than basic attacks and active skills, which is what gets dodged. So passive damage is just still going to tear you to pieces. There may be some weird implementations of this, but I am not going to recommend this artifact. I don't think it's actually that good. It does have a cute 15% dodge rate, though, which is nice. But I don't think it's going to be that good. I think I'd rather just have, a good artifact and good solid energy feed on my team. So not an artifact I'd want to be chasing here. So don't go and grab suboptimal rewards from this event and think, I've got to go and get the new artifact. I don't even know if the new artifact's available here. Oh, it is. That's cute. So they did put this at the start. Yeah, so maybe you do want this. I personally don't think it's that good, though, so I probably wouldn't go ahead and grab it. I think I'd just focus on better rewards like Origin materials. Cool that it's an option, though, and maybe we'll see it do something in the future. But for now, I cannot recommend it because I don't think it's that good. But hey, that's just something for you guys to know. Of course, we've got the new hero as well. She's come out, and her translated form looks absolutely fantastic. I'll be making a separate video about this a little later on. And yeah, just have a fantastic anniversary, folks. Lots of opportunities to pick up good rewards, whether you're going to spend 7,500 contract story gems, 3,750, or none at all. Let me know in the comments section down below. And if you plan on spending, the relay will give you even more goldfish, making your rewards even stronger. And yeah, I think one of the better ways to approach this is just by spending about $30. But of course, there's always the option to go to 130, pick up loads of the goldfish, and you actually get a lot of stuff here like Page of Destiny as well, and get those Privilege 3 rewards. And you won't actually have to use as many Contract Story gems because you won't have to be buying those Contract Story gem packs to get additional goldfish because you'll have bought them with money instead. So spending is an option to reduce your Contract Story gem expenditure as well. So just weigh those things up when you're analyzing this event and just ask yourself how many snakes you actually need to get the rewards that you want, and use that as your litmus test for how much money you're going to spend versus how many contract story gems. And next week's event is going to be Imp's Adventure. This is just a cute little opportunity to probably have a nice sleeper week after anniversary and just sort out all of our rewards. And it's quite good. Wukong's here, Alakita's here, Williams is here, Freya, Norton Haig, and Holmes Young. So that's also pretty good. And that, folks, is going to be the event. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully you get some really nice rewards. And let me know in the comments section if you are going to be crazy enough to spend $4,000. Yeah, just don't do that. But yeah, maybe you get some good stuff this week. Let me know. And the new hero looks dope. So catch that video coming out pretty soon by hitting that subscribe button. Either way, I'll see you next time. Have an amazing week. And as always, happy idling.